Alright, so this is the beginning of lesson 4, and at lesson 4 we're going to go through and we're going to do some list-wise deletion, and then we're going to fit a sample. We're going to take a random poll from this larger database and then get it down to a sample, which will estimate our model specification. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to have some missing data in here. Any database this big is going to have. There's a lot of different strategies for it, but the simplest one is probably list-wise deletion. And since we have 2 million of these things, basically missing data is not going to be a huge issue for us. Randomly selecting from it is also going to reduce kind of that error patterns into random noise. And so essentially we have a big enough population of data in this particular database, and we have kind of a random sampling strategy. So we can get rid of some of these other residual observations that aren't complete. So let's first take a look and see how big our issue is if we have one. All right, so let's go first and do analyze descriptive statistics, descriptives, and let me reset it, but I'll show you where that goes. We'll go down here and we're going to pick up, let's do our dependent variable, firefighter injury. And then let's do our other ones, these, and I also want to throw in an other because that may be one that I end up using or interacting at some point. So click OK. And let's look, we've got, all right, so firefighter injury, we're missing, we've only got 2,093,000 of those, so we're missing, I don't know, about 10,000 or so of those, about 20. We've got 21 of those, and we've got some residual categories here, so we're missing a few in just about everything. That's what it looks like. So valid NWise list looks like 209,133,4. All right, so let's write that down and see if we can come back to that number. 209,133,4, and that's what our target's going to be with after we do this deletion. So we're going to use that select if function that we've always used. So let's just go up here. Before we do this, we always have to save, and so this was NFIRS basic incident 2012 version 002. Let's save it as 003. So let's just go through up here, file, save as, find a place on your desktop or wherever you're working. If you're in the virtual lab, make sure you save it to your H drive. Let's go back and make this version 3, because if something messes up with the select if function, we'll come back to this. Particular version of the database. So click that. We want to replace it. Yes. And so I must have had a version 3 out there somewhere. So I replaced it. All right. So let's just do the select if function. Select if. And remember we had that invalid missing data kind of missing values kind of thing. So let's just do invalid. And we're going to do a series of these. So let's do invalid firefighter injury and invalid FCNR and invalid SNR and just keep doing hazard NR. Click outside the one, do FHR. Oops, got in a rhythm and I got out of sorts. Invalid, fire rescue hazard. Click outside, click that one up. Systems and service. Invalid there. Just did that one. Keep going. And let's just do invalid one more time. So, all right, so let's go make sure that we've got all these in here. Let's do invalid firefighter injury and invalid FCNR and invalid SNRNR, EMS hazard FRH, SNS, assistance. And we have one more to do. Let's go back and pick up that and other, just because I'm thinking we're going to end up using that maybe for another interaction. So let's go put that one in there. And I believe that was in the original descriptive statistics. So if we do that, then let's continue on. This is the big one. Let's delete those cases. That's why we saved that version 3. And let's run it and then see what we've got. Okay, it's going to run. It's going to take a while. And then let's just go analyze descriptive statistics, descriptives. And we've already got these out here already. And then let's just go see what we got. And hopefully that number will match. And so, see the valid list-wise N, 2,091,334. See how after we do that statement, we're down to 2,091,334. It's essentially a list-wise delete pattern. It means that we've got all effective data on, or we don't have any missing observations there that we know of anyway. And so that gives us a starting point to fit our sample. So this is the number in which we're going to fit the sample with. Let's go and do the next step. And to do that, we're actually going to go to, I'll give you a link. There's a bunch of these fit your sample calculators out there. I actually think they're pretty useful. This one is the survey system, but we can just do a quick 99% confidence level. This is so if you remember seeing survey instruments, they'll talk about 99% with plus or minus 3. That's all you're doing here. So let's just do 99% confidence interval, the highest one they offer. Let's do plus or minus 1, which is a really narrow one, and then let's put in our population number 209,134, and then let's calculate it. Okay, that tells me we need 16,510. 110. Okay. All right, and let me do some quick math here, because at the next stage we got to use percent, and I don't think it'll go under 1%. So let me take a quick gander and see what this is. 16,510 divided by 209,134. 100. It's about 0.78. It's about 0.79. So 0.79 is going to be the percentage one that we're looking for. We'll probably end up just doing a percent and taking about 20,000 is what I think we'll do. So let me stop there, and then I'll show you the next step that we need to do. Okay, so we did our list-wise delete. Let's do our random sample, and you could save this as version, I guess we were on 4. You could save that as version 4. I'm just going to run through the random and then do the save, but if you'd like to, go ahead and save it now, just so you don't have to do that list-wise delete again. Let's go through and do the select cases, and let's just do the random again. Random sample, I don't think this will let me put in 0.79. Yeah, so it won't let me do it. So you're limited to percentage, and so we'll just have to do 1% is the minimum we can do. So we'll do approximately 1% of cases. We'll continue. After that, we're going to delete unselected cases. So this next version is going to be about 20,000. This is going to be a workable database to be manipulating essentially. So let's click OK and hope for the best and see what we get. And it's going to go run through. execute 0.01, and it seems to have worked. So let's take a look. And if we go through here, let's go down to the bottom of the sample now. Yeah, that's what we did. Okay. So now we've got 20,653, and we randomly pulled from that 2,093,000 listwise deletion number. So now we've got our sample of data. Let's go up here and save. File, save as. We are going to save this as version 4. I've already got one out there, but I'm going to replace it anyway. And we are ready to rock and roll. We are about at the point where we are going to, we're at the point where we can start running some of these logit models. And so we'll start with that on the next video. We'll start running some logits. We'll look at how to spec the model, and then we'll do some probability plots. And I may do a residual plot, or I may not. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet.